Welcome to Liliana's contract. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, I'm okay with this. I mean, we've got a lot of lands. We have 5 of them in the hand, but we do have Read the Bones. We can throw some of those demon bones out there, and then hopefully dig a little bit deeper into our library and find a little bit more action out of that. So we'll definitely go and keep on this one. And then our opponent, unfortunately, did have to mulligan down to 5. But we'll go and let them get the game started, and let's go and cover our commanders. We're playing Sidisi, Undead Vizier, Death Touch, and Exploit. Let's make the land drops. Hey, another swamp. Let's go and get down swamp, and then we'll go and pass the turn. We're playing Sidisi, Death Touch, and Exploit. Whenever Sidisi enters the battlefield, or excuse me, whenever Sidisi exploits a creature, you may search your library for a card. Him to Turok. Okay, well, at least we held on to Read the Bones. This should be an interesting matchup. Hey, live fast. I'll take that. Let's go and get down swamp, and then we'll kick it back over there. Long story short, whenever CDC enters the battlefield, exploit a creature, then we get to search our library for a card, put it in our hand, then shuffle your library. And if you do not see the deck tech, what are we trying to do? For the most part, we're trying to basically just get down Liliana's contract, get a bunch of demons on the battlefield, and we're going to use Sidisi to search up Liliana's contract to make sure we can do that. So let's go and get down swamp. Let's go and go for Read the Bones, because that Scry 2 is going to be just a little bit better than Live Fast. Alright, so Obnixilus Unshackled. Let's go ahead and put both of those on the bottom for right now. It would be nice to have Obnixilus. That would be a demon if we want to draw into it. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, let's go and leave that on top of our library. So we'll draw into Obnixilus and Archfiend. Okay, actually 2 demons, and then anything else, kick it back over to our opponent. We're playing against Rakdos, Lord of Riots. You can't cast spell this turn, can't cast Rakdos this turn, unless an opponent lost life this turn. Flying and trample, then creatures spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each 1 life your opponents have lost this turn. So it's always fun playing against Rakdos. It makes for an interesting match if they can't get that. You know, I used to play Rakdos a long time ago before I even had a channel. It was like some really weird goblin build, and I don't know why I built like a red and black goblin deck with Rakdos as the as the leader, but it just now popped in my head that I used to do that. So I'll have to bust that out one day. It's probably not very good at all, but I do remember, for some reason, I remember the name of the deck was Rakdos, Lord of Goblins, and I guess there was a few different ways you could deal some damage with goblins entering the battlefield or something like that, but I don't know. It was a very interesting time during my commander building days back then. Okay, but it's going to go for that Grim Tutor. That we'll put them down to 26, and we'll see what we're in store for once they get that card, wherever that is, down. Let's go ahead and get down Swamp, and yeah, we'll go ahead and go for Live Fast. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. And actually, Live Fast does work out in this particular deck because we are running the Demon of Dark Schemes, Josuves, and then another Swamp. Okay, then we'll go and pass the turn to our opponent. So we are making our land drops that will put us online for Liliana's contract. Thankfully, we are playing against red-black, so we don't really necessarily have to worry about some sort of disenchant or naturalize from our opponent destroying that enchantment. So we're actually in a pretty good spot. We'd have to watch out for something like Chaos Warp, but we'll be okay. But more than likely, we'll go for Sidisi, get that down, and then start slowly rolling some of these demons out, and hopefully get out from underneath Rakdos. We'll see what they have in store for us, and it will put the... Ooh, okay. That's not the end of the world. Treacherous Pit Dweller, Worn Power Stone. The only downside is we did have kind of a backup plan in Josuves with the Wheel of Fortune. With Josuves, when we get a lot of mana going, that really allows us to kind of have a secondary win condition by getting all those zombies on the battlefield. But that's not the end of the world. We still have at least 1 more demon in the hand. We do have Worn Power Stone too, to at least get that down and kind of open us up on mana. We still have Army of the Damned in here, so that's another way for us to kind of get some good stuff going. And what did they go for with Animate Dead? They went for Obnixilus. Okay. Unfortunately, we're going to lose 10 life once we do get down Sidisi, but we do have Go for the Throat if we want to use that for that. Ooh, Thrilling Encore. Okay, that could be fun in this matchup. Let's go to get down Swamp. And if we want to take care of Obnixilus and go for Sidisi next turn, I kind of like going for this. Let's get down Worn Power Stone. This can be 1, 2, 3. And then let's go and pass the turn. Maybe for some reason they don't swing in with both creatures. They just swing in with Obnixilus. Then we can go for the Throat and get rid of that Search Clause to lose 10 life. Since this is 1 versus 1, that 10 life will make a pretty big difference in this particular matchup. So I don't mind getting rid of Obnixilus. Okay, they will be swinging in with both. Let's go ahead and go for the Throat. There we go. It's going to be 1, 2. That's only going to allow them to get in for 1 damage with the Dusk Legion Zealot. Okay, it's going to get rid of Obnixilus. It's going into the graveyard. Alright, Poto's going to go for the Evolving Wilds. But yeah, so we're probably looking at Sidisi next turn, get down that, and they'll draw those 4 cards, and then worry about getting some demons down. We only have 1 demon in the hand right now, so hopefully between that 4 card draw with Liliana's Contract, that will allow us to at least go ahead and get... start digging a little bit deeper to find a few more demons to get onto the battlefield. Seal of Fire, 2 damage to any target, okay. And I've always loved the art on those cards. They look so good. Okay, let's see what we draw into. Drawn to Demon of Dark Schemes. We already do have 2 energy too, which actually works out. Let's go and get down Swamp. Let's go and go for Sidisi. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's go and exploit Sidisi. We're going to send her back to the command zone. And yes, let's go and grab Liliana's Contract off of this. We could get down Treacherous Pit Dweller at this point right now, but we're going to go and hold on to it. Our opponent more than likely has some sort of spot removal, and we don't want to give him that demon just yet. So let's go and grab Liliana's Contract. It's going to go into the hand, and then anything else, we'll kick it back over to our opponent. Now, we'll be able to get that down next turn. That'll still give us access to at least 4 mana. We do have a pretty good amount of 4 mana demons in here. Stuff like, oh, what is it? The one from Ravnica that I absolutely love. Desecration Demon, excuse me. So we have stuff like Desecration Demon, and there's a pretty good amount of demons at the 4 drop. So that's going to allow us to at least hopefully get down another demon and not be too bad against our opponent. You know, once again, they only have 1 creature on the battlefield right now, and even if they do deal that 1 damage and get down Rakdos, we're looking at a 6/6 with Trample, which thankfully with us playing demons, a 6/6 flyer in the air is really not that scary when you have a bunch of demons in here in this particular deck. So. And then if you came for the Dusk Legion Zealot beat sticks of 30-turn clock, boy, you in for a treat. We get to see Dusk Legion swing across for a bunch. Opponent's going to go for Oblivion, so okay. Exile the top 4 cards of their library, put any number of land cards on the battlefield under their control. So since this is a budget deck, we don't really have a ton of stuff in here. Thankfully, Coffers was cheap enough to run in here, so that really does help the deck kind of do some good. Ooh, Living Death, that really accelerates this Liliana's Contract. We have at least 1 demon in the graveyard, 2 demons. Okay, let's go and get down Swamp. Let's go and go for Liliana's Contract. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to draw 4 cards and lose 4. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. The Liliana's Contract didn't pick up that colorless mana, but we do end up drawing into a 4-drop demon anyway. So we can go for Languish if we want to, but I'll still leave Oblivion Sower out there. You know what, let's go and get down Grinning Demon. I think I like that. Let's go and cast it right now. If we wanted to, we can cast it face down, but we don't want to go for that morph cost. So we're just simply going to go and get down Grinning Demon, and then keep our fingers crossed that we can get the rest of these demons out of our hand. Anything else? No, we're going to go and pass the turn. The only downside is I'm hoping that, actually I'll kind of explain what's going on. Let's go and get rid of, I do like Thrilling Encore. It's something we can maybe kind of hold up later in the game. Let's just go and get rid of Swamp right now. We're at a position now, and that's going to be 10 total. Well, we might need that to get down an additional 1. Let's go and get rid of Blood Speaker. I think I'm okay with that. Actually, I want to hold on. I want to make the land drop for next turn. I want to hold on to Thrilling Encore and Living Death. That kind of gives us a little bit of an option to go for. That way, if they do have some sort of spot removal, that'll at least put another demon into the graveyard, and we can bring those demons back onto the battlefield. So, but yeah, as far as YouTube... sometimes, like, for a while there, it's gotten a lot better, but they used to do this thing to where, for some reason, do you want to chump block on Dusk Legion Zealot? And Oblivion Sower, that's going to be, yeah, I guess I'm okay with chump blocking on Oblivion Sower. That's going to put him at, like, 1 damage, is going to take care of it, but it also kind of gets us a little bit closer to a Living Death, so I'm okay with that. We'll go and throw the Grinning Demon in front of that one to kind of take that hit. But yeah, for a while there with the YouTube revenue, that Seal of Fire, sorry about that, but that does help us go for that Living Death anyway. It's actually a little bit easier for us to do that. But yeah, so with YouTube revenue, sometimes they would flag silly stuff depending on what you talked about. And so my only hope is that this video doesn't get flagged for ad revenue, since we're talking about a ton of demons. So that's one of the downsides to playing Magic on YouTube, is that there's a lot of terminology in here that the the YouTube like ad bots or the algorithms will be like, What's this person talking about? All right, so our opponent's going to get out Sidisi, and unfortunately that Seal of Fire was, I completely forgot about that Seal of Fire because of commentary, but like I mentioned, it actually works out a little bit easier because we have Obnixilis in the graveyard, Grinning Demon, Archfiend, so that's going to be 3 demons, and then we can go for Living Death and then go for Treacherous Pit Dweller, which will put us at 4 total demons, so I'm actually A-okay with that. Let's go ahead and get down Swamp. Let's go ahead and go for Living Death. Now, if we want to sequence this, that's going to be 8, 9, 10. That's going to be Oblivion. So I'm trying to figure out if we want to hold up Thrilling Encore in addition to Living Death to bring it back onto the battlefield if possible. You know, let's try and do that because that's going to put us in a really good spot where we can at least protect it back up. We've got the mana. We've got 10 mana. Let's go ahead and go for Archfiend. Yeah. I think I like doing it this way. Let's go for Archfiend. This would be a little bit cautious because I just don't want to get blown out by board wipe. And our opponent does have a board wipe that they're going to tap out for. We at least still have access to it. So let's go ahead and go for the Archfiend. And then we're going to bring back Bloodspeaker to our hand too. We'll go ahead and get that down too. That'll be an additional blocker. That'll at least kind of keep them from getting down Rakdos too next turn. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get down Bloodspeaker. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then anything else? No, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. So, hopefully if they do swing across, we'll at least be able to throw this Archfiend in front of them. That's going to allow us to at least get that into the graveyard, and that will give us 4 demons. Let's make sure that's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So we can go for that Living Death, and also put this online to where if we do get those demons back onto the battlefield, we do have backup board wipe protection with Thrilling Encore. So, we'll see what our opponent's going to get down for the turn. Ooh, okay, excuse me. Opponent's going to go for Ulamog. That will take care of Liliana's contract, so that is a little bit of a bummer. So that's definitely going to get rid of our win condition. Oh, man. Yeah, that's a bummer. Let's see, is there anything? We can still go for Living Death. That will take care of Ulamog and get a few more demons on the battlefield. So we'll have to close it out the other way. That stinks. Man, that's a bummer. Okay, so we got Oblivion Sower coming across and Sidisi. That's going to be 9 coming across. Do we want to throw this Bloodspeaker in front of it to grab a demon in our hand? Yeah, let's go and do that. We'll go ahead. No, we'll go and hold on to Bloodspeaker because I want to be able to at least kind of sacrifice it to search up a demon. So we'll take a little bit of a hit. So our game plan's been taken away. Unfortunately, when you're playing like an alternative win condition deck, sometimes, especially a 5-mana enchantment, this is going to happen. But there's those beautiful times in Magic where you do get that alternative win condition. It ends up being a lot of fun. So you got to leave it all on the field sometimes. Yeah, let's go and sacrifice Bloodspeaker. Let's see what kind of demon we grab. Let's get this popped out just a little bit bigger. You know, let's go and grab Razor Jaw, because that'll really put us in a spot where we might be able to kind of swing past this one. Let's go and grab Razor Jaw, excuse me, and then Indulgent Tormentor. Let's go and get down Swamp. Now, I'm really curious with Thrilling Encore and Living Death. So, exiles all, then put those cards exiled into from their graveyard. So I'm thinking if we end up going for Living Death, that's going to give our opponent Dusk Legion Zealot. But then we leave ourselves open to some sort of, yeah, let's do that. Let's go and go for Living Death. I thought about going for Living Death and going for Thrilling Encore to bring all these creatures back, but I'm really worried about losing to some sort of board wipe, but that would be a really fun play to go for. Let's go and go for Living Death, though. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, and we'll decide if we want to end up going for Thrilling Encore or not. Okay. So we get these demons back onto the battlefield. And they're going to draw a card and lose life. That puts them down to 22. Like I mentioned, if we go for Thrilling Encore, yeah, we could go for Thrilling Encore to get back Ulamog, Sidisi, and Oblivion Sower, but I'm going to leave up Thrilling Encore. I think it would work that way, so keep that in mind, but I want to hold on to it. That way, if our opponent does have some sort of board wipe, we're not completely just dead in the water. We are looking at 11, that's going to be 14, that will be 18. We're looking at 22, actually lethal on our side of the board, swinging across. So we go for Thrilling Encore, put that on the, if they do have a board wipe, put it back over there. And then next time we get down Razor Jaw, it's only going to keep it to where the Dusk Legion Zealot can't block, and especially if they are swinging in with that Nuln Spy Dragon. So, swinging for 7, yeah, we'll go and let that come across. Don't want to lose out to some sort of random damage spell, though. You know, let's go and throw Archfiend in front of it. Yeah, I like that. Let's go and throw Archfiend in front of that one. I don't want to get all the way down to 1. That'll give us a few extra +1 counters on Omnixilis too. Ooh, okay, so our opponent's going to end up going for Emrakul. When he casts a spell, gain control of target player's turn, that player takes an extra turn. Okay, so I guess the best way to do this, they're going to gain control of our turn. We need to go and go for Thrilling Encore. That's going to bring back Null Spine and Dragon and Archfiend. Yeah, because let's say they do end up going for Demon of Dark Schemes. It's not going to do much. They can go for Languish. Well, actually, they go for Languish and Demon of Dark Schemes. That'll definitely make it really hard for us to do anything. Oh, that's a bummer. Getting hit with Ulamog and Emrakul in the same game. Yeah, that's going to give us the best out on this one, I guess. Let's go and go for Thrilling Encore. That would at least force something out of this one. Okay, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. And that way, that'll also get rid of... Yes, we're going to use that ability because we discard our hand. And then that'll get rid of Languish and Demon of Dark Schemes. So yes, we're going to go and use that ability. Hopefully it doesn't give our opponent anything super good. And poor Dust Legion over there is definitely going to take care of them. Okay, that's going to leave Emrakul, and then anything else will go and kick it back over to our opponent. So they will have this ability. They go for the Grinning Demon and Blood Speaker. But I think at this point right now, discard your hand. Okay, yeah, and this actually, since we didn't do damage, that worked out perfectly with the Null Spine Dragon because it discarded our hand. They can't do anything out of that one, so that's a really good way for us to kind of get out from underneath that. Now, Emrakul does have flying, so that will give them, at least make it a little bit hard for us to go for that. And they're going to go for that Blood Speaker Sacrifice, so we'll see what demon they search up on that. And that will put us down to 6 with that Grinning Demon. So hopefully we can find some sort of sack outlet to take care of Grinning Demon. And with us drawing a swamp, that's absolutely perfect. So pretty much the worst damage they can do right now is basically swinging Omnixilis into Emrakul and Emrakul chump blocks. We can still swing in the air to grab some other stuff, but with Emrakul having trample damage, we do need to find some sort of answer for Emrakul. And especially with having protection from instants, it's going to be really hard for us to kind of get some stuff moving with that. Okay, so they did swing it on Omnixilis. Now, what we can do is, we're going to lose 2 life. We get the land drop down for the turn. I think that puts us on line for going for Sudden Spoiling. Let's go and get down Swamp. Let's get Sidisi pulled back up. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. We'll double check what we can go for, though, but I think Sudden Spoiling should get it on this one. And I guess if we want to be careful, we can go and sacrifice... Yeah, let's go and sacrifice the Grinning Demon. Yeah, it's just a 6/6 with that life loss. I feel a little bit better for that. Yeah, we're going to use Sidisi's ability. Okay, so actually we can grab Omnixilis. That's going to work out. We get down -3, destroy target creature. That's going to take care of Emrakul. So let's go and grab Omnixilis. There we go. Let's get down Omnixilis. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to go for the -3. It's going to take care of Emrakul. And let's go and push across on this one. Alright, so it's going to be 11, that's going to be 16 coming across, sending the whole crew swinging, and that'll knock them down to a pretty good chunk, and that'll put them down to 6. So it kind of puts them in a spot where they need to get some sort of board wipe to get this going. We're sitting at 4 life, so we're not super wild about going for that +1 off of Omnixilis, so we'll keep our finger. Alright, opponent's going to scoop it up, so we will get it on this one. Unfortunately, we did not get to see the Liliana's contract win on this one, but you can see we're getting down some good value, and closing the game out. That Thrilling Encore is really nice with that Null Spine Dragon. Discarding our entire hand. Like at the time, like I was like, man, I think this works out, but I didn't want to say it like that, because sometimes when you do commentary, you kind of lose track of the little things like that. But that Null Spine Dragon, discarding our hand to give some good protection from Inkle really helped us get that across. As you can see, the Sidisi's Demons definitely gets it done on this one. So, unfortunately, we didn't get the Liliana's contract win, but we had to kind of work for it, and we got that win. And this deck comes in at $5, so it's a lot of ropes you can run this deck through. And it's really fun to kind of put a deck to its maximum capacity sometimes. So, anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome MTG content just like this. And make sure to tap the bell icon to be notified whenever a video is made live. If you want to keep watching content, here are 2 more videos for you. This video and many others are sponsored by MTGO Traders and Cape Fear Games. Buy and sell digital singles to build your online collection today with MTGO Traders, and get your paper singles, accessories, and much more from Cape Fear Games. Whatever your Magic needs, both places have you covered.